So okay, in this part we'll be calculating the response of the second order system to the unit step input. Means the input will look like this, where a dash is constant, it's the amplitude of unit step signal, it's a time domain. In time domain it looks like this. So in Laplace domain it will be a dash divided by s. Okay, where a dash is the amplitude of the signal. Now we know that our second order system looks like this. In this, rs will be a dash divided by s, so we'll be calculating cs, which is a dash by s, which is nothing but rs into this whole term. Okay, so objective is to find ct, means the time domain equivalent of c. This is the Laplace domain, but we have to calculate in time domain. Mind you, the input is unit step. The input can be anything else and the calculation will be different, but mostly unit step input is there. That's why we calculate first for unit step. Now this guy can be written as like this: a divided by s plus bs plus c divided by s square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square. Okay, I am taking the partial fraction way to calculate the inverse Laplace transform. a by s plus bs plus c divided by s square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square is equal to this. Okay, I am just writing this in this way. So how I'm gonna find the constant a, b and c? That is the reason I've written in this way. I've equated these two since they are equal to cs. So this is a way to do partial fraction in Laplace domain to calculate the time domain equivalent of the signal. So we'll be using that, and that's how you calculate. Now you take the LCM, so a into s square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square, which is this, plus s into bs plus c, that is bs square plus cs, equal to omega n square. The denominators will get cancelled from both the sides. I taken the LCM. Okay, so by equating the coefficients of s square, s and constant, we'll get these three equations. Okay, as square plus bs square, so the coefficient of s square will be a plus b, but here you don't have coefficient of s square, that's why a plus b equal to 0. Similarly, coefficient of s, if you will see, a 2 zeta omega n plus c, a 2 zeta omega n plus c, and in the left side you don't have anything, you don't have any coefficient of s. But when you come to the constant part, which is a omega n square, you have constant in the left side. Sorry, this should be k, sorry, a dash, should be a dash. Why? Because of this guy. Okay, so if you compare, you get a omega n square is equal to a dash omega n square. Omega n square get cancelled, so you get the value of a as a dash, value of b is minus of a, that is minus a dash, and value of c will be minus 2 zeta omega n a, that is minus 2 zeta omega n a dash. Okay, this will be the value of constant a, b and c. When you plug these values here, a, b and c, this will look like this: cs is equal to 1 by a dash divided by s plus minus a dash s minus 2 zeta omega n a dash, that is the value of a, b and c, divided by s square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square. So I've just plugged the value of a, b and c from here. It's the way of calculating inverse Laplace by using partial fraction. This will be equal to a dash divided by s. I've taken the minus term common, a dash s plus 2 zeta omega n a dash divided by s square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square. So this is the common term. Now the cases will be made based upon the value of zeta, and then we gonna calculate how our C with respect to time domain will look like. Okay, so moving on, let's look at the first case. So we have calculated this Cs is equal to a dash divided by s minus a dash s plus 2 zeta omega n a dash divided by s square plus 2 zeta omega n s plus omega n square. This till now we calculated this. Now we will take the first case where zeta is between 0 to 1, where zeta is not equal to 1. Okay, it is only less than 1, whereas here zeta can be equal to 0 and is greater than 0. It's a underdamped case, or roots of s square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square is complex. So underdamped case is mostly used this word. This means zeta is between 0 and 1 excluding 1, or you can say the roots of this s square equation, s square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square, is complex. Okay, now what will happen? Moving on, we will keep the equation as it is and we will make this denominator guy a perfect square. How are you gonna make it? Take the coefficient of s, divide it by 2, add the square of that term and subtract the square of that term. So rest of the terms are as it is, s square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square. I took the coefficient of s, 2 zeta omega n, divided it by 2, that is zeta omega n. I added the square of zeta omega n and subtracted the square of zeta omega n. That's how you make in general a equation perfect square. Okay, so what you will do, you see this guy and this guy, you combine them, you will get s plus zeta omega n whole square. Okay, s square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus zeta omega n whole square. So this is the term, this, and the remaining term, which is omega under root 1 minus zeta square whole square, is remaining, omega n 1 minus zeta. So I wrote it in this way, under root 1 minus zeta square omega n whole square. So I hope you got it from here to here. It's just making a perfect square. Rest all the terms are as it is. Now what I'll do, I'll separate this 2 zeta omega n into 1 zeta omega n, 1 zeta omega n. So okay, how I write it? A dash divided by s minus a dash s plus zeta omega n a dash, and 1 zeta omega n I took here and the other zeta omega n I took here. So I just separated it. Negative sign was to both of them. Okay, so I separated. Rest denominator is as it is. Now if you look at this guy, a dash can be common. Okay, a dash is common. Now what you can see, s is shifted in with zeta omega n. Here also s is shifted with zeta omega n. This part is constant. Okay, this is a dash is also constant. Now what I will apply is, you might be knowing that in Laplace, if you have Laplace transform of sine theta, sine at, that will come out to be s divided by s square plus a square. If you have cos theta, cos at, Laplace transform of this guy will come out to be a divided by s square plus a square. But if you have shifted s, then Laplace transform of e to the power minus at sin at will come out to be s plus a divided by s plus a square plus a square. Similarly, if you apply this property here, you will get a divided by s plus a square plus a square. Okay, so that's how that's the property I used here in inverse transform. So when you take inverse, this cs becomes ct 1 minus e to the power minus zeta omega t. Zeta omega n is my a, here you can see s plus a, so e to the power minus zeta omega n t a cos omega n under root 1 minus zeta square t, because s term is there above, that's why cos, but here it is constant, that is why zeta omega n a dash will be there, a dash. Okay, so zeta since under root 1 by zeta square was not there, so multiply divided by that. So here in division 1 minus zeta square is coming because we wanted omega n under root 1 minus zeta square. Okay, zeta upon under root 1 minus zeta square is a constant, e to the power minus zeta omega n t, that is our a, and sine came because above it is constant in numerator. If s term was there, cos was there. If constant is there, sine will come. Omega n under root 1 minus zeta square t into ut. Okay, this will be the expression. This is ugly looking expression for underdamped case. Okay, now you can reduce this equation to a simple version, but I hope you got the derivation. I converted into perfect square. I separated them. I applied this Laplace transform of sine and cos, and I got this in time domain. Okay, so that's how you calculate the response for underdamped case. I'll simplify this expression, and how it will look like we'll see. Okay, so how you can simplify the equation? You have this equation Ct. Now what you will do, a dash 1 minus is that is, you take the LCM 1 minus zeta square. Okay, we are talking about these two terms. Take the LCM. So 1 by under root 1 minus zeta square come in denominator outside. So this is multiplied by cos omega and under root 1 minus zeta square t. This is zeta sine omega and under root 1 minus zeta square t. And I took these two guys common. So it came e to the power minus zeta omega and t common. Okay, so this guy is there and one term is this. We have done, nothing is changed here. Now e to the power minus zeta omega and t divided by under root 1 minus zeta square, this can be written as sine a plus b, which is sine a cos b plus cos a sine b. So where a is omega and under root 1 minus zeta square t plus b is phi, where phi is cos inverse zeta. So this is the concised form of underdamped equation. Okay, so most of the time this is asked directly. This is your CT. Sometimes equation might be written in some number form, and it will give the feel of this equation, and you can calculate the values of zeta and omega n from there. Okay, by phase you can calculate the zeta, by the coefficient of this sine, that is omega n t, omega n under root 1 minus zeta square. You can calculate this part. You can see zeta omega n under root 1 minus zeta square. These all things you can see. Okay, so this helps a lot. You should memorize this. I just wanted to give the derivation so that you know how it comes. Okay, and one more thing, if your step signal has the magnitude of 1, which means a dash is equal to 1, then this guy will be 1. Okay, so this will be 1 if ut equal to like this. Okay, I hope you got the feel of underdamped case. That's how you calculate the response. Remember this equation. This comes in handy a lot of time, and this a dash case you should remember. Okay, now we will move on for other cases. Okay, now we will move on to the case 2, which is zeta is equal to 1, which is also called as critical damped system. Okay, whenever zeta is equal to 1, you will call it as critical damped. So this equation will become like this: a dash divided by s omega n square divided by s square plus 2 omega ns plus omega n square. Zeta is equal to 1. This will be equal to a dash omega n square divided by s s plus omega n whole square. This guy is s plus omega n whole square. Or you can write it in this way by using partial fraction, that is a divided by s plus b divided by s plus omega n whole square plus c divided by s plus omega n. How you gonna get the values of a, b and c? This is another method. In last method, in case 1, I was not able to use this method of calculating ABC because it was not simple in this way. I was not able to write it in a simpler way, this equation. Now I can write, that's why I am using this approach of calculating ABC. So a can be written as limit s tends to 0 omega n square a dash divided by s plus omega n whole square. It is like, forget about this a. If you want to calculate, take this term here, ss will get cancelled, and all the values of s you will place it with 0 since the pole is in 0. So that's how you calculate. You plug the values of s, you will get a dash. Similarly, if you want to calculate b, for it these two terms, bring this guy here, s plus omega n whole square will get cancelled, so you will get a dash omega n square divided by s, and the pole is at s is equal to minus omega n, that's why s tends to minus omega n. That's a way of calculating the terms in partial fraction. So this guy will be minus a dash, since minus omega n will be here, omega n will get cancelled. Okay, sorry, it should be minus a dash omega n. So this is our b value, this is my a value. Now c value will be a slightly different, which is limit s tends to minus omega n 2 minus 1 factorial, because we are calculating for s plus omega n to the power 1, so 2 minus 1, basically it is n, from n it starts, n is 2. So this guy is connected to this guy, you can think in a way. So 1 upon n minus 1 factorial d divided by ds, differentiate with respect to s, and multiply s plus omega n this guy with this whole term. It's a partial fraction expansion, I'm calculating inverse by using partial fraction. It's a standard technique, you can go through it in internet. It is lot of videos are available, maybe I'll make one. So this is the way. So this is also n minus 1, here also n minus 1 was there like this, but not factorial, that's why it is 1. So this guy will get cancelled. Okay, so what you will get, a dash omega n square divided by s. Okay, so this get cancelled, and a dash omega n square divided by s will come. Okay, sorry, I made a mistake. This square will come, this guy will get cancelled to the square of this guy, and you differentiate it after that. Okay, after cancelling you differentiate. So a dash w n square divided by omega n square divided by s, which comes out to be minus 1 upon s square. If you will differentiate and you plug the value of s minus omega n, you will get minus a. Okay, so it's a bit confusing, but if you might be knowing partial fraction inverse Laplace technique, you will get it. Okay, so it is related to this, and you are calculating c with respect to this guy, n minus 1 because n is 2, and you are calculating for n minus 1 guy. Differentiate it, you multiply, this guy was our original signal, cancelled, a dash omega n square divided by s, differentiated, which will come minus 1 by s square. You plug the value of minus omega n, you will get minus a dash. Okay, now you can plug the values here a, b, c, and you will be able to get the time domain version. Okay, now if you plug the values of ABC, you'll get a dash divided by s minus a dash omega n divided by s plus omega n whole square minus a dash divided by s plus omega n. This will be a dash you took common, and if you take inverse Laplace, this 1 by s will be 1. Omega n divided by s plus omega n whole square will become omega n t e to the power minus omega n t. T, because of this square, omega n was constant, a took outside, e to the power minus omega n t, since it is shifted in omega n with omega n. And this guy you can write a dash common, e to the power minus omega n t and ut. Okay, if you want to take common, you can take the common term e to the power minus omega n t and minus sign. So minus sign I took common, e to the power minus omega n t I took common, in bracket omega n t plus 1. This is ut. This is the expression for critical damped system, but mind you, input is still unit step. Now if your unit step is amplitude is 1, then a dash will be 1 and the expression will be 1 minus e to the power minus omega n t plus 1, or 1 plus omega n t ut. So this is the case of critical damped system. Now we will see the other cases when zeta is greater than 1 or when zeta is equal to 0. Okay, let's see the third case, which is very simple. So you can see here zeta is equal to 0, which is also called as undamped system, means there is no damping involved. Zeta is equal to 0. So if you plug zeta is equal to 0 here, you will get a dash omega n square divided by s square plus omega n square. Now by using partial fraction, you can write it like a by s plus bs plus c divided by s square plus omega n square. Now I'll again go to the LCM form to calculate the values of ABC. So this guy will be multiplied here, this guy will be multiplied here, the denominator will get cancelled, and we equate the coefficients. A dash omega n square is equal to a into s square plus omega n square plus bs square plus cs. So the coefficient of s square is a plus b, that is equal to 0. Coefficient of s is c, that is equal to 0, and coefficient of constant, that is a omega n, that is a omega n square is equal to omega n square a dash. Omega n square get cancelled. A is equal to a dash, b is equal to minus a dash, and c is equal to 0. You plug the values in this equation, you will get a dash divided by s minus a dash s divided by s square plus omega n square. If you write the time domain equation of this inverse Laplace, this a dash is common, 1 minus, if you look closely, s upon s square plus omega n square is cos omega n t, and ut is there. So this will be the equation in the case of zeta is equal to 0. This is your response, c of t in time domain. When zeta is equal to 0, input is unit step. Mind you, again, if a dash is equal to 1, this guy will be removed. 1 minus cos omega n t ut will be there. Okay. So now we will move on to final case. Okay, now we will look at the ugliest most case, which is zeta is greater than 1. That is called overdamped case. It means your roots of this equation s square plus 2 zeta omega n s plus omega n square are real. Means the quadratic roots will be s is equal to minus zeta omega n plus minus omega n under root zeta square minus 1, since it is real. Okay. So one root will be minus zeta omega n plus omega n under root zeta square minus 1, and second root will be minus zeta omega n minus omega n under root zeta square minus 1. Okay. So if you plug this here, so a dash omega n square divided by s as it is, and I broke this equation into two roots, s plus zeta omega n plus omega n under root zeta square minus 1, and second root s plus zeta omega n minus omega n under root zeta square minus 1. So this is how your equation CS will look like. Now again you can use the partial fraction way, a divided by s plus b divided by s plus zeta omega n plus omega n under root zeta square minus 1 plus c divided by s plus zeta omega n plus omega n under root zeta square minus 1. Now use the limit form like I used before, you'll get a is equal to a dash, b is equal to minus a dash divided by 2 zeta under root zeta square minus 1 into zeta minus under root zeta square minus 1, and c will be a dash divided by 2 under root zeta square minus 1, and sorry, this zeta will not be there, made a mistake, 2. Okay, so 2 under root zeta square minus 1, 2 under root zeta square minus 1, a dash, a dash. The only difference will be zeta minus under root zeta square minus 1, zeta plus under root zeta square minus 1. So this will be the difference in the value of b and c along with the minus sign. Okay, so this will be the a, b, c value. You can use the limit form easily since they are simple roots. Okay, so you can use the way I have used before. You will get these values. Once you will plug the values of a, b, c, how the equation will look like, I'll show you. So now if you plug the values of a, b and c, the equation will look like this. Cs a dash divided by s minus, this is a dash divided by 2 under root zeta square minus 1 into zeta minus under root zeta square minus 1 divided by s plus zeta omega n minus omega n under root zeta square minus 1 plus a dash divided by 2 under root zeta square minus 1 zeta plus under root zeta square minus 1 divided by s plus zeta omega n plus omega n under root zeta square minus 1. So this is the value of c, this is the value of b along with minus sign, this is the value of a. A dash I took common, this is ct, inverse Laplace transform. It's a simple pole you can see. So shifted, s is shifted y minus zeta omega n minus omega n under root zeta square minus 1 t divided by 2 under root zeta square minus 1 into zeta minus under root zeta square minus 1. This is the denominator guy, a dash I already took common, and this is the shifted s, so e to the power, this guy is here. Similarly here also a dash I took outside upon 2 under root zeta square minus 1 zeta plus under root zeta square minus 1 plus minus difference you can see e to the power minus zeta omega n plus omega n under root zeta square minus 1 t. Okay, so this is the shifted guy, ut is there. I am sorry to say this is the ugliest equation among all four, but you don't have to mug it up. Mostly questions are asked on the overdamped case, underdamped case, so you have to mug underdamped case, but I've showed you these things. Okay, I've showed you the these things, these derivations, just because so that you know how responses come out. Mostly nobody tells you about these things. They're gonna just write the equations that these are the responses of unit step input in different cases of zeta. So just to give you a feel of derivation, I wrote everything. In last I'll summarize what things are important. Just you don't have to mug it up, just you should know that this is how it comes. Okay, now we will move on. And mind you one thing, a dash can be 1 if amplitude is